suffering a habit. We are probably in the most easiest generation in regards to comfort, in regards to you being at home and not necessarily trying and building yourself like we've ever been in. We're in a situation where it's so easy to live in comfort. It's so easy to live in not suffering in any way in order to see any results. But overall, we need an element of pain. We need an element of discomfort in order for us to grow. And what I mean by make suffering a habit is when you're exercising, make sure you go through a bit of pain, a bit of pushing past your limits, a bit of that hard workout where you got to push in order for you to better yourself. In whatever field you're trying to better yourself in, make sure you do a little bit extra. You push yourself a bit more. You put yourself in a bit of pain, a bit of hardship, a bit of testing your mind in order to suffer a little bit, in order for you to grow. Because what I found in myself especially is when I suffer in things, I grow more. And I start to value things more. Let's say you have a really hard workout. You push yourself past your limits. Let's say you are struggling and you get through it. And you do what you've set out to do. You're going to value the time that you're not working out. You're going to value the work you've done for yourself. You're going to see the results when you're consistent with that over a period of time as well. So overall, you suffering's a good thing in that context. It's an excellent thing. But if you didn't suffer at all during that, you wouldn't necessarily value this moment as much. You wouldn't value the moments when you're not working out. You wouldn't value the moments when you're able to sit down and eat some food. You're not going to value the moments like now, where you're just sat in the field like this, when you don't push yourself through that discomfort, if that makes sense. And it's so easy to hold yourself in not putting yourself in discomfort. I've been there time and time again. Been there countless times where I didn't want to put myself through discomfort, where I didn't want to put myself through pain, a degree of hardship in order to grow. And it's easy to fall into that trap. We're in a massive world of comfort now. Everything's on our phone, everything's on our screens, everything's at home essentially. And it's so easy to fall into the mindset of that. And I've been there time and time again. But the reality is, when you're in that mind frame, you don't grow. You don't grow to who you want to be. You don't push yourself past your limits. You don't see that growth in yourself. And therefore it crushes you in a future tense. It crushes you because you're going to regret that in the future, that you didn't push yourself past your limits. And you may not see the results that you wanted to actually see overall. And that's what I found. That's genuinely what I found. I found that when I push myself to a degree that is quite hard, and I'm punishing myself to a degree, suffering a bit, I find that I see more results in me. And a lot of people find they see more results in themselves because it's hard to push yourself. It's hard. And you start to value the actual present moment after that. You start to value your growth then. And we could put it in all different senses. Let's say your muscles, it needs pain to grow. Same thing with you. You need discomfort. You need a degree of suffering for you to grow. And I don't want you lot in a position where you don't push yourself past your limits and then you don't achieve who you want to be, person you want to be, and you're not consistent with your goals. You're not consistent of where you want to be. And you feel pain and sadness because of that. Because that's a tough place to be in. That's a genuine tough place to be in. And I've been in that place before a lot. And I've hated myself before a lot. And it came from me not pushing myself past my limits at all. It came from me not pushing myself past my limits. I was staying in my box. I was staying in my sad little box where I couldn't see a way out. And I didn't try to break a way out. You got to kind of find a way out and then try. Because if you don't see what's on the outside, what's on the outside of you, when you push yourself a little bit, you're not going to see the results that you want to in you. You're not going to see the results, and you're not going to see what you could be. How many experiences have you been through that you may have been a little bit afraid to do, but then you do it and then you become comfortable in being a little bit afraid, suffering a little bit, feeling a bit nervous, feeling a bit in pain, feeling a bit scared to do it. And then you get through it, and then you get through it, and then you get through it, and then it becomes second nature to you. For example, these videos, they're getting second nature to me now. But at first I was scared to do it because people would see my face, people would say shit, whatever it was, whatever excuses I had. Same with the gym. People will see me. I may not be as big as this person. I may not be as good as this person. And you hold yourself in that discomfort of that. But you don't truly try to break out of that. And it crushes you. It really does. It really crushes you. And that's what I found. That's what I've genuinely found. When I literally hold myself in this idea that I'm not good enough and I don't try to break out of it, I stay there. And this is the message overall in this video. If you're in a box right now, if you're in a box of pain, of sadness, of hating yourself, the only way you break out of that is by looking outside of that and trying to go for that. Putting yourself in a degree of discomfort, a degree of suffering, a degree of pain. That's the only way you break out of that. That's genuinely the only way you break out of that. And that's the only way I've ever broke out of it. And I think that's the only way other people's broke out of it. You only break out of that image of yourself where you hate yourself when you literally step out of that image and try to break out that image. Even though it may take a bit of time to do. It may take a bit of time for you to get comfortable breaking out of that image. It may take a bit of time of you consistently trying to break out that image. It may do, but overall it's a perfect thing for you, because if you don't break out, if you don't put yourself in a degree of hardship, degree of suffering, and this can go for all different areas of your life, you're not going to see any growth in you. You're not going to see that better version of yourself. You're not going to see a version of yourself that you truly want to be, and that's going to crush your confidence, and that's going to crush you overall. That's going to crush your confidence, and that's going to crush you overall. And I don't want you lot in that position. I want you lot in a position where you're not necessarily that afraid to take risks, because you know you're going to grow. Even if it goes wrong, even if it doesn't go 100% to plan, even if this hypothetical thing could happen, this hypothetical thing could go wrong, you push yourself past your limits and you get a degree of confidence from that. If it goes well, or if it gets wrong, it allows you to grow and it allows you to get better. And that's what I mean. Suffer. Make yourself suffer. Literally, make yourself suffer in regards to working out, in regards to you getting out and doing something, in regards to you doing different things, because that has the true effect on your mind and on your confidence and on you as a person, leading to you being a more comfortable, more confident, more grateful version of yourself. And when you get to a point where you're able to do that without necessarily overthinking it too much, it becomes easier and easier to reap more rewards from it, and it becomes easier and easier for you to see more growth in yourself, see more rewards. It's like with me now, I'm not afraid to like talk to people now. I'm not afraid to talk to random people or all different people I see. I'm not afraid now. I used to be petrified. I used to be insane anxiety a few years ago. When I was at college, I would literally not speak to anyone because I was so afraid and I was so anxiety. And then literally on my lunch breaks, I would go and eat food by myself. I'd walk up to the roads further up and just eat foods by myself because I was so afraid of interacting. But now it's like easy for me to interact with people and I don't even second guess it because I'm quite confident in myself and I'm used to it now. But it took me breaking out of that image of trying to talk to people in order for me to get comfortable with it. It took me of consistently working out to see a good physique that I'm happy with, that now I've seen the growth in it. And now I understand that it takes time, it takes effort. It took me being out of shape in order to achieve that. And it's almost a contrast with everything. It took me from not being able to speak to a camera to being able to speak to a camera now. Even if it may not be the best, it may not be amazing, but I'm grateful and happy for the growth I've experienced. It took me from 0 subscribers to get to what we're at now. And it's important for us to realize this stuff. It takes time, it takes effort, but it takes us taking ourselves out of our comfort zone and suffering a little bit in order for us to get there. And that's the message in this video. I hope you all got a lot of value. Sorry for the random cut. I was outside, there's loads of people walking by. And I can't be fucked today. I got 3 hours anyway, so I'll just come home and film here. And that's the message in this video. Thank you lot. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.